stories that happened there, and I just knew that they would have a much better memory of this fishing experience if we went to the Shenandoah River. So we drove straight there. I had no plan. I had nowhere to go. I just found the river on the map and made a straight line for the river. And as we crossed the bridge to go to the river, on the other side, the closest point, there was a park, a river park right there. There was a concrete fishing bridge all the way across the river. There was a little boat ramp that took you down. There's a little beach area. So just by trusting the universe to provide and saying, I have no plan, let's just see what happened, it was better than I even anticipated. I was planning on just driving up and down the highway and just getting off the road and going down into the river. But I just said, okay, let's just see what happens. And we went there. It was the most beautiful spot ever. We fished. We went out to the middle of this concrete bridge in the middle of the river. There's the mountains in front of us, mountains behind us, the winding river. The Shenandoah is really windy. And it's shallow. It's only like 4 or 5 feet deep at the deepest area. And I was like, man, this is the most beautiful spot we could have possibly found. It was completely unplanned. And the dog was running around, and the kids took their shirts off, and they were swimming in the river like Huck Finn. And it was just cold river, beautiful. I was like, man, this is another amazing moment. So then while the kids are swimming and fishing, I took the dog up to the middle of the river, and I wanted to cross it. I saw cranes, and there was like a little rock bridge. So I went over and I crossed it. The water came up to about my thighs. It was amazing. It was cold. It was super refreshing. It was kind of like a cold plunge. And then I went back, and Lauren and Nathan both said, I want to go up there. I'm going to do what you did. It's like, you guys sure? The water will go up to your waist. I said, it's fine. You can do it, but the water will go up to your waist. And they're like, yeah, I want to do it. I said, okay, Nathan, take your hoodie off because you don't need it, and put it on the bridge. He said, no, I want to wear my hoodie. I said, no. I said, take your hoodie off because it's a brand new hoodie we bought for vacation. I said, because it's going to get soaking wet. It's going to be heavy, freezing cold, and stuck to you. You don't need it. He's like, no, I want to wear it. So once again, I let him wear the hoodie because I wanted them to learn this lesson. So we went up to the same spot where the dog was with us. We crossed the river, went into the middle of it. At that point, Nathan decides to take his hoodie off as we're in the middle of the river and it's soaking wet because he wants to wear it around his head like a bandana or something. And we are right in front of these rocks, and right past the rocks is the fastest and deepest part of the river. I can still stand, but the kids can't stand. It's probably maybe 5 feet deep. Right after this little 10-foot pool of deep water, it goes back to like 1 foot. So it's like quick for a little bit, and then it's fine and it calms down. Nathan's hoodie falls off his head and starts going down the river. Without saying anything, he jumps over the rocks into the deep part after his hoodie. And he realizes his hoodie's like washed away, but he wanted to jump after his hoodie. So he goes in there, and then he realizes that the water is too deep for him. Like, he can't stand. And also it's moving so fast where he doesn't matter how hard he tries to swim, he's staying still or he's going to get washed down. So he looks at me with like terror in his face because he realizes he has no control over himself. Like, that's a scary feeling whenever you think your feet are going to hit the ground and you're in water, but you feel nothing underneath you. You're like, oh, you get that like terrified, scaring feeling. That's the feeling he had. And it was freezing cold water up to his neck, and he was trying to swim to me and couldn't get to me. And I was on the other side of the rocks holding my daughter Lauren's hand on the rock so that she wouldn't fall. The water for her was only up to her knees because she was in the shallow part. And so Nathan's down there looking terrified, and I'm about 4 feet in front of him. So I look him in the eyes and say, Nathan, you are fine. I said, look behind you. Nothing can happen to you if you float that way. I said, if you float that way, you're going to be sitting on your butt in rocks in 10 seconds. I said, you have nothing to worry about. He was still scared, but he calmed down a little bit. And I said, just let yourself float to that point. But he was too scared. He was freaking out. I said, don't worry, man. You are a good swimmer. Nothing can happen to you right now. Because it wasn't like raging rapids at a canyon. This was just like a quick area of a shallow river. And literally, if he did nothing, he would just float and be on his butt in 10 seconds. So then I put Lauren in a shallow spot, and then I started to cross over to where I can get Nathan. And at that point, our little Brittany Spaniel puppy, who was freezing cold and shivering 100 feet away from us in the river, he saw what was happening, ran from rock to rock, jumping over the rocks, and dove into the water in front of me, in between me and Nathan. He was like a rescue dog. He thought he was going to try to save us or save Nathan. He jumps into the water in front between me and Nathan, and then now he's stuck. So I got Nathan stuck, and then my dog, who's like 30 pounds, is about to wash down the river also. So I set Lauren down. I grab Rusty under my right arm, and I grab Nathan's hand with my other arm, and I like take one big step, put the dog in, kind of throw the dog into the shallow water, go back down, lift Nathan up, and carry him back. He recovers pretty quickly. He's laughing about it, and he's like, "Wow, that was awesome. That was like a cold plunge." So he quickly recovers. But once again, chaos happened, madness happened, but it was worth it. Like let him losing the hoodie, it was like a nicer hoodie. He losing that, besides the pollution in the beautiful river, probably like over a seal's face by now. But besides that, he was able to learn a great lesson, amazing memory, and just allowed it to happen for the sake of the lesson to happen. And then we came back, we got off the river, and we all dried off. And then like that's one of the stories. That's like one of the main stories we have of vacation now.